So, all right, guys. So, welcome back to this another video of this Oracle Identity Manager Internet Directory and Identity Federation installation series. So, we have so far actually covered the installation of the database and then validating it, and then preloading or probably loading or creating the schemas with using the RCU utility. And finally, just before this, we covered the installation of Weblogic. Okay, so in this particular video, we are going to be primarily configuring or probably creating a domain for managing the Weblogic server. Okay, and so if you're not watched those previous videos, I would request you to go through the links which I would be sharing in the description box. Okay. So we are now going to configure a domain. Okay. Using this WebLogic, configuration utility. Yeah. So basically, as we talked about this in our previous video, after we install the WebLogic, you would be seeing the middleware home getting created. Within the middleware home, you will see the various directories here, right? So you have the WL server and all that. So within the WL server here, you have a folder called comment folder and then the bin folder. Okay. And within the bin folder, you see the config folder here. So basically, I'm just going to copy this here and I'm going to quickly navigate to this E directory and then, okay, sorry, I think we should still be in the C drive. Okay, so just navigate to this config folder or the so ideally, when you give this config.bat, okay, um, yeah, it should basically, maybe I think we are still not okay. Config.bat, okay, just a minute, guys. So let me, yeah. Why does it come up here? Yeah, it should be config.cmd and not config.bat. Okay. So as you can see, the wizard just quickly popped up here in the backend. Let me minimize this or probably close this. Yeah, so here, this is the window which I was talking about, the wizard that was talking about. So we are going to create a new WebLogic domain here. Okay. Then click next here. And here I'm just leaving this. It says generate a domain configured automatically to support the following products. Okay, so here WebLogic Advanced Server, Basic WebLogic Server, SIP server domain, and blah blah stuff. Basic WebLogic Server domain is the one that is already automatically selected, but it's grayed out. Okay, we should be good. Click next. And now I think this is the wizard which we'll be using. Okay, here I just give the domain name as something like IDM underscore domain. Okay, but since as we wanted to really install the Oracle Identity Federation, okay, so within a federation product, okay, when we talk about the federation, when we install them and configure them, right, like you will be seeing the identity provider, service provider, various other different components and all that within, when we look into the federation configuration, we can take a look into it. So in order to identify whether it's an identity provider or a service provider, I'm just basically, giving a suffix, something like IDP here. Okay, because we need to be following the same set of steps, right from starting the, installing the database and other steps that we have so far covered, and also which we are going to be, completing after this in a separate mission. So we just give, in order to identify the mission, whether it's an identity provider or service provider, right? I'm going to give this domain name as with the suffix IDP, and then here I just give the WebLogic username. I'm just retaining it, and then the password I'm just giving it here. Okay, so basically just give the password. Then click next. Here it's I'm just retaining the development mode, which is getting populated automatically. Yeah, so here I just give there will be here it's just as you can see this window, it says it's an optional configuration here. You can just give the administration server if you want to configure or manage server and all that, you can configure it here. Okay, so I'm just selecting this. Okay, both of them here, and then here I just give, so that as you can see the admin server will be listening to the in the port 7001. Okay, so here I don't make any changes here, so just click next, and here you're going to add the manage server. So basically, as I said, within a WebLogic, you will have a something called a domain, which is something like container. Within the container, you have an admin server and a manage server. So here, I am just going to give something like this. Okay, OIF. In ideally production environment, you will see a high available environment, so you'll have all that, server one, server two, and all that. Okay, but this is just for testing and or a demo, we can say. So I just give something like this. Okay. Uh, yeah. Okay. So I just give the, and I don't give the SSL label here. Okay. So let's see how it works, how it goes. OIF is for identity federation and OID is for managed server. And here I don't configure any clusters now. So I just click next, and I don't configure any machines also here. Okay. So just click next. And you also have something called a node manager here. Okay. So this is again as part of the WebLogic one. So I just click on create. Basically, this is again, once again, it shouldn't take much time. Uh, Ideally, it should complete real quick. Yeah, it's complete now. So here, it just, created a domain, and then it's pointing to the, the admin server URL here, okay, 7001. And then I just click on start admin server here. Just click on done. Basically, once like, as soon as we configure the, the domain, okay, we can start the admin server. But if you want to start it separately, you can also do that. Okay, but I am just seeing like how the admin server is getting created, or whether we are able to log into the admin server or not. Okay, so I'm just waiting for the server to come up, the admin server service to come up. Yeah. So it says the server started in running mode. This is how it will indicate that the admin server is up and running. Okay. So basically, if you just give something like localhost, okay, and then colon 7001 forward slash console. Okay, this is the URL for the admin server, WebLogic admin server. I think it should pop up with the command of basically, yeah, I think I got the reason. Uh, Maybe because, I think we need to give the FQDN name here instead of the, so I give something like this. Okay, basically, yeah, I think that's yeah. So basically, if I go to the my computer, and then I give win WIN. Okay, so WIN 6BQ dash 6BQ 38Q 6BQ 38Q M7SFT. Let's see whether it works or not. Oh my God. Okay. So, okay. So it should be something like this. I think now it should pop up. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So I think the only thing was, I think instead of localhost, I think it's now just pointing to the exact, the machine name or the, the server name here. So as soon as the admin server is running, right, it should come up, it should, we should try hitting the URL, and then because we have not given the SSL option check, it says it's not secure. It's fine, okay, because just for testing. And ideally, it should come up, it should, show up the page, the URL, wherein we can give the username and password. And once we give that, right, ideally it should, it should, you should be able to log in, as you can see here. Yeah. So let me show that here, Weblogic, and then password, which I've given. So this is the console for managing the WebLogic, okay? And within this WebLogic, you will see the option for admin server, the managed servers, and so on, okay? So I think we should be good to, wind up this video, guys. So let me just show that servers option there before I close. Yeah. So this is what we have configured, right? So OID for managed server, for this is the managed server for OID, and this is the managed server for Oracle Identity Federation. Currently, we have not, brought it up, so it just shows shutdown. And currently, this admin server alone is running. So just make a note of the URL, guys. So ideally, you should be, changing your in your environment as per your, name there. Okay. All right. So we are good to wind up this video. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching.